Huge congratulations to the beautiful madness, Giulia, on becoming the new WWE Women's United States Champion. Huge victory over Zelina Vega. They're like, we knew that Giulia was gonna be a major player on Friday Night SmackDown, and she indeed did become, as I'm trying to fix my chair here, she did indeed become a major player on SmackDown, defeating Zelina Vega to become the United States Champion. Now that now that she is champion, that brings us to this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, where we will talk about exactly who will be the first person to step up to the challenge of facing the Beautiful Madness for the Women's United States title. This is actually kind of interesting because with with Evolution on the horizon, with Evolution showing up, coming in within the next few days or so. Actually, this Saturday, if you can, I believe it's this Saturday. There's definitely a lot to consider with the fact that you've got a plethora of talent, of female talent on SmackDown that would be more than a match for the Beautiful Madness. I mean, think about this, right? You've got Alba Fire, you've got Alexa Bliss, you got B-Fab, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, Jade Cargill. You've got Michin, Naomi, Nia Jax, Nikki Cross, Piper Niven. You've got Tiffany Stratton, the current WWE Women's Champion, and then of course you've got the former champion Zelina Vega. Not only that, but think about this. We've also seen as well women from NXT make their presence known on Raw and SmackDown, such as Giulia, such as Roxanne Perez, and even also Stephanie Vaquer, who when she debuted on Raw, she was still the NXT Women's Champion. So that right there says a lot about how deep the NXT Women's division has become over the last year or so. Which again, hang on, guys. Let me fix my tripod. Let me fix my tripod here. I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I am back. Sorry about that. I had to move my tripod a few inches this way a bit. Anyway, now that that's been taken care of, let's talk about exactly who will be the one to step up to Giulia for the Women's United States title. Again, as I just stated, excuse me. You've got Alba Fire, Alexa Bliss, B-Fab, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green. You've got Jade Cargill. You've got Michin, Naomi, Nia Jax, Nikki Cross, Piper Niven. You've got Tiffany Stratton, the current WWE Women's Champion, and you also have Zelina Vega, the former Women's United States Champion. Looking at that list of talent, it's incredible to know that again, it's the old adage. Every time you see two or three people get called up to the main roster to make an impact, you've got six others, six other Performance Center trainees who are starting out their careers in NXT, trying to prove their worth. Right now, the talent that's in NXT is the list of who's who. I mean, you've got Rizzo, you've got Ariana Grace, Brindley Reese, Carly Bright. You've got Fallon Henley, Izzy Dame, JC Jane, the current NXT Women's Champion, Jada Parker, Jasmine Nix. You've got Carmen Petrovich, Kalani Jordan, who Carmelo Hayes proposed to over the weekend. Big shout outs to both Kalani Jordan and Carmelo Hayes on their engagement. Props to them. Mello don't miss, you guys. Mello don't miss. Again, huge congrats. Kendall Gray, Lash Legend, Lola Vice, Nikita Lyons. Who else? Sol Ruka, the current NXT Women's North American Champion and the current Women's Speed Champion as well. Tatum Paxley, Thea Hale. Who else? Wendy Chu, Ren Sinclair, and Zarya. So think about that. Again, for every two people that show up that get called up to the main roster, there's always 6 or 7 others that are making a name for themselves in NXT. And we saw on the newest episode of WWE LFG last night, the talent that's there, they're really stepping up. They like there are I think there's 4 newcomers if I remember correctly. So everyone else is an LFG veteran, and they've understood the basics of the business, and now all they're doing is applying the advanced stages of this industry. So let's talk about the top 4 that we could see challenge for the women's United States title. Looking down the line, obviously, yes, there is Alba Fire and Piper Niven, but they have their eyes set on the women's tag team titles. So unfortunately, they won't be in the U.S. title picture. Then of course you got Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. They've already been added to the Fatal 4-Way for said tag team titles this Sunday at Evolution. So unfortunately, Bliss and Flair, they're completely out of the picture. Same thing with BFAB and Michin. They've been eyeing up the tag team titles for a bit, but let's also not forget that Michin had her issues with Chelsea Green over the women's U.S. title. So it's possible that we could see Michin step up, but we'll have to wait and see. Bianca Belair, she's been out with the broken finger, so she'll be out for at least another couple months at best. So we probably won't see her at SummerSlam. We probably won't see her at Clash in Paris for all we know. Candice LeRae, I know that we haven't seen her. I know that we haven't. I know that we haven't seen her in the ring in a minute. So so it's possible that we could potentially see. It's possible that we could potentially see Candice LeRae step up, which is a very high possibility. Who knows? Who knows? I know that we had seen her on WWE Speed in the last few months, but on SmackDown she hasn't been in the ring all that much. So it's very possible, very possible. Chelsea Green, obviously, yes, she is owed a rematch for the title, so that's a possibility. Jade Cargill, she already has her eyes on the WWE Women's title, so unfortunately she's out of the picture. Again, there's Michin. I know she's been wanting the U.S. title for a while, so it's possible. Naomi, she has the money. she's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. She can cash in at any time, but it won't be for the women's U.S. title, kind of like what Austin Theory did. That was just a random one because I guess he knew that he knew that cashing in on the then champion Roman Reigns was going to be a bad ordeal for Theory. So I think cashing in on the United States title, which was then held by Seth Rollins, was a pretty smart decision, but he fumbled it big time. Nia Jax, I know she's after the WWE Women's title. I doubt it. Nikki Cross. This would be interesting to see her go up against Giulia, especially with her being a part of the Wyatt Six. So imagine what could happen if she brought gold to the Wyatt Six. That right there would be very interesting, to say the very least. Tiffany Stratton, obviously, yes, she is the women's champion, but she could potentially become a double champion at some point. And then of course you've got the previous champion Zelina Vega, who is owed a rematch. So between all of them, who should be the ones to step up? Crazy as it sounds, I think it has to be Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green, Nikki Cross, and Zelina Vega. Candice LeRae and Nikki Cross, they are both long overdue for a singles title run in WWE, whether it was on Raw, SmackDown, or even NXT. They are both owed title opportunities, and I think a perfect good start for them is the women's United States title. Now, as far as Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega go, they're both owed rematches for the title. So we will potentially see those two get their hands on Giulia at some point, but we don't know exactly when for sure. So between these four, if I were to eliminate two, like remove two from the picture, I would have to say Candice LeRae and Chelsea Green. And the only reason why is because with Candice, she's been more so after the WWE Women's Speed Championship more than the Women's United States title. So the fact that she has a chance to bring the Women's United States title to DIY would be very interesting, but at the same time, you have to think about the fact that the United States title in general has a lot of rich history. More than at least 3 dozen Hall of Famers have held the United States title, including guys like Harley Race, guys like Ric Flair, guys like Goldberg, Sting, Lex Luger, guys like Edge, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, guys like who else? The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Who else can I name? Rey Mysterio, who is another Hall of Famer. Even also, first ballot Hall of Famers have held said U.S. title. Guys like Chris Jericho, guys like The Big Show, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, John Cena, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, all these guys that I named and more, all have held the United States title and have made it the prestigious championship in WWE today. And the fact that the fact that a lot of people believe that Chelsea Green has tainted the legacy of the U.S. title is a bit of it. I wouldn't say it's a bit of an understatement. I just think that I just think that their ideals ideals of Chelsea Green's personality, if you will, is a bit interesting. I will say. So Chelsea Green again, yes, she is owed a rematch, but it just comes down to whether or not she'll be able to pull it off on her own, like she did in the tournament to become the first ever women's United States champion. So between Candice and Chelsea, again, both of them, they do have a chance, but they're just so focused on too many other things, which brings us obviously to both Cross and Zelina Vega. Between the two, it's very difficult to predict who could be next in line, but between these two, I think it has to be. Zelina Vega. I think just because of the fact that Zelina had just lost the title, and I know she'll be coming back for it. She'll come back. She'll come back stronger than ever, and she'll want a rematch for the United States title, because I know that she valued that title more than anything else in WWE. So the fact that that Zelina Vega could potentially be the first one to step up is very interesting. But with Evolution coming up this Sunday, one could argue that we could potentially see the title get defended at Evolution, which is very possible. But I think the first person, in my opinion, that definitely deserves a shot is Zelina Vega. She, because simply put, she's owed a rematch. She had been busting her ass for so many years in this business to become a champion in WWE. She definitely earned her title victory over Chelsea Green, but that right there, just I think that right there will definitely motivate management to give her a rematch for said title. Is it possible? Absolutely, but will it happen? Only time will tell. And on that note, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.